For months, we have been opening individual files, small secrets, hidden hardware tricks, and forgotten lore. But today, the clearance level has been upgraded. Thanks to the first 100 of you who have secured your access, the Master Vault is officially opened. We aren't just looking at Easter eggs today, we are looking at the digital ghosts, the code failures, and the hardware manipulators that literally broke the rules of video games. Here are the 10 anomalies that broke gaming history. Starting at number 10, if you hold level 1 clearance here at the archive, you might remember record 045. Before patches existed, kids realized that slightly pulling the GoldenEye cartridge out of the N64 wouldn't crash the game. It would completely break the physics engine, sending the enemy guards spinning into the ceiling and birthing the legendary Gidan meme. Coming in at number 9, Halo 2 Super Bounces. By intentionally jumping onto specific jagged polygons on the map geometry while crouching, players tricked the game physics engine into a strong massive amounts of kinetic energy. When you stepped off, the game tried to correct it, launching you hundreds of feet in the air and completely breaking multiplayer map boundaries. And we have number 8, a callback to archive record 041. The white towers on the PlayStation 2 startup screen weren't random loading blocks. They were a literal monument to your gaming history. The console was physically reading your memory card, generating a taller tower every time you played a game, and for the most you played. Number 7 is the original digital ghost. In Super Mario Bros., players found a way to clip backwards through a solid brick wall in World 1-2. Going through the pipe led to World -1, an infinite looping underground level that you could never escape. It was pure, beautiful, broken code. And with number 6, it brings us back to record 038. In Super Smash Bros. Melee, plugging your controller into port 3, manipulating the name entry screen at the same frame as the back button allowed you to take full control of the master hand. You were literally playing as the game's unplayable boss. And coming in at number 5, we have Nuclear Gandhi. In the original Civilization game, Gandhi's aggression level was set to the lowest possible number, but if you adopted democracy, it lowered aggression by 2. Because the game's code couldn't handle negative numbers, it caused the integ underflow, looping his aggression backwards to maximum limit of 255 and turning the peaceful leader into a nuclear warlord. Number 4 is a secret that stayed buried for 20 years. As revealed in record 042, naming an Xbox audio CD rip a specific phrase with exactly 26 Ys unlocked a hidden developer credit screen in the system info menu. Hackers completely missed it. It took an anonymous developer leaking it 2 decades later. Moving on to number 3, this file has been locked in the Master Vault until today because, well, it wasn't just a glitch. It was a virtual pandemic. Picture this. It's 2005, and you're playing World of Warcraft, and you're loving it. Well, one of the bosses would cast a highly contagious debuff called Corrupt Blood. It was only supposed to exist in the boss room, but players realized that if their pet caught it and were dismissed, they could summon them back in a heavily populated capital city like Ogrimmar. The plague escaped. Thousands of players died instantly. Low-level players couldn't even log in without dying. It was so catastrophic that real-world epidemiologists studied the event to understand how humans react to real pandemics. Now let's switch it up a little bit. Let's change the pace, more or less. Number 2 literally changed the gaming industry forever. Buried deep in the code of Grand Theft Auto San Andreas was an unfinished, unreleased minigame. A lot of you might know it as hot coffee. Rockstar left code in the final game of San Andreas, which I'm sure a lot of you have heard. Well, they left the code in the final game, assuming that no one could access it. But, of course, they were wrong. Modders unlocked it and released what they now know today as the Hot Coffee Patch. The backlash was nuclear. The game was pulled from store shelves worldwide. Lawsuits were filed and it forced the ESRB to create the adults only rating. A single string of leftover code cost Rockstar millions of dollars. It's a tragedy, honestly, with the ESRB changing it to adult only. It did cause a lot of turmoil in Rockstar's limelight. But don't worry, because those of you that still want to play it, the mod is still available on the PC version. So, do with that information what you will. Now, we're coming in at number 1, all right? The ultimate anomaly, the craziest secret glitch ever, all right? Let's see if you guys can guess it before we jump into it. But if you can't, that's okay. The ultimate anomaly is missing number in Pokemon Red and Blue. If you talk to the old man in Viridian City and then immediately surf on the right edge of the Cinnabar Island, the game didn't know what random encounters to load, so it pulled data from the player's name instead. The result was missing number. It wasn't a Pokemon. It wasn't really anything, to be honest. It was physically broken code, a manifestation, if you would, of broken code, which is insane. Absolutely insane. And that is what I think brings us to put it in the number 1 spot. Catching it corrupted your Hall of Fame data and it completely scrambled with your graphics. And it might have duplicated your items, but it was terrifyingly brilliant. And it remains one of the greatest video game anomalies in video game history. Now, if you remember hitting up Cinnabar Island just to duplicate your rare candies, you are an absolute legend in my book, and I commend you for that. And to the first 100 of you who have subscribed to the archives, thank you for securing your clearance for this video and helping build this vault. There are thousands of secrets left to uncover that I can't wait to share with you all. If you missed any of the earlier records mentioned in this file, the playlist will be on the screen now. Stay curious, stay sharp, and I'll see you in the next file. This is the end of our 100 sub Master Vault. Transmission closed.